So hello everyone and welcome to our morning meditation. For some of you it's the afternoon or maybe the evening. And there's a wonderful saying about the path of meditation, mindfulness meditation, that can be very useful to keep in mind. And that is the saying, the fastest way to go from point A to point B is to be fully at point A. So of course that doesn't relate, not true everywhere, but it's something very true about the practice of meditation. It's kind of like little bit like sometimes trying to fall asleep, and the more we try to fall asleep, the harder it is to fall asleep. And there's something about letting go of the effort to try to go to sleep and just allow oneself to be as one is that sometimes creates the better conditions to fall asleep or to relax. Certainly we can do some relaxation willfully, but there's also a deeper relaxation that comes when we just are present with ourselves as we are, without adding anything, without picking anything up, without reacting. And the whole system, physical, mental, emotional system, sometimes can just settle in that process. And the fastest way to settle is just to be relaxed about how you are. And so the analogy the Buddha gives is if you stay in the middle of a river, if you're kind of floating in the river, and don't grab the branches, don't try to row upstreams, and just allow yourself, and don't kind of like sink, but stay floating. Just be there in the floating without trying to go anywhere. The stream will carry you along, and maybe carry you along better than if you try to swim. If you try to swim downstream, you'll get tired after some hours, but if you just kind of rest in the current and avoid grabbing onto the branches on the side, or avoid getting stuck on the sandbars, the current will carry you. And so the fastest way to get to the ocean in the river is to stay fully in the current where it is, here. So for this to work in meditation, we have to keep in mind there is an onward leading nature. There is an idea that there is a place to go, to greater freedom, to greater capacity for an open heart and for less suffering. There is, the Dharma is very developmental in nature. There is a place to go. Trust that, and trust that there's something about just being fully present here that puts us in the current, allows something to unfold much better than if we're trying to engineer and make it happen ourselves. And for this to work, then it's not just a matter of being fully here, but being fully here in A with awareness, to be cognizant, to be have the ability to be conscious of this moment, be fully alive, to be feel the vitality, feel the whatever degree of clarity or sharpness is possible for you, to just recognize, oh, this is how it is now. And sometimes it's stepping away from the fray, the chaos, all the activity, and being able to just step aside and just see it for what it is. Sometimes it's being in the middle of it and kind of waking up and, oh, this is how it is. Sometimes we're aware of details, sometimes we're aware of kind of the whole party of what's happening. But the important thing is this ability to just be here with consciously, be here with awareness, be here knowingly. This is how it is. And if in that knowing we feel strain, we feel pushing, trying a lot, if it's possible, relax that. Let go of that. And if it's not possible, just know that clearly and don't make it a problem. So to assume a meditation posture, and the posture can begin by feeling where the weight of your body rests against some surface, the chair, the floor, a bed, wherever it is that the weight of the body rests. And this is here, this is this is the place where you are right now. And to let the weight of your body, how it feels resting against the surface, to be the beginning of arriving here, now. And then gently feeling the weight of your body above the surface. If you're sitting, the torso that's in an upright posture. If you're standing, maybe the legs and the joints of the hips that are activated. And if you're lying down, maybe it's a feeling of the length of your body. Gently closing your eyes and feeling as globally as you can your body, how your body is now. And the idea of a global awareness is one that for a few moments doesn't focus on any particular place, any particular discomfort or habit of being with something. Broad, wide awareness of the body as it is, here, now. And within this body, to take some gently deeper breaths, maybe 3/4 filling the lungs, and on the exhale, relaxing the body into here, into just this moment, just here, this experience. Letting the breathing return to normal. And is there anything happening for you that keeps you away from here and now? Any thoughts, concerns, emotions which are preoccupying you? And if there is there any tension in your body associated with that concern? Feel that tension. And within the global body, as if the global full body supports you, relax that tension. Soften the physical tension associated with any concerns that preoccupy you. Around the eyes, forehead, the shoulders, chest, the belly. Breathing a normal breath. Perhaps the experience of breathing is at the center of point A. To be fully here at point A is the fastest way to get to B. feel the body's experience of breathing. And if you'd like, you could ever so gently say the word softly, lightly in the mind. Say the word here as you breathe in, and ever so lightly, lovingly, say the word now as you exhale, so that these two words are a reminder to not try to get anything or make anything happen, to just be awake to the experience of here and now. Gently saying the word here as you breathe in, now as you exhale, but doing so as a pointer to the experience of the body breathing now and here, pointing to sensing and feeling here and now. And then as we come to the end of the sitting, to imagine, remember, maybe visualize yourself being present with another person. Maybe a person who you feel safe with. You don't need to act on desires or aversions, responsibility, and there's the occasion just to be present, here and now. Maybe listening to the person, clear recognition of the person, where you're not caught in the ideas of praise or blame or right and wrong, responsibility or expectations. And may that ability to be fully present here in an open, clear, mindful way be a vehicle, be a means by which to respect others, care for others, love others. For people to be seen clearly is a form of love. May it be that the practice of being present supports all of us to love or care or respect everyone we encounter, especially the people for whom it might be hard to do this. And may it be that this practice we do is not just for our own sake, but for the sake of bringing goodness, happiness, care to the people we encounter. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. And may all beings everywhere be free. Thank you. So hello everyone, and welcome to this fourth talk on the 5 qualities of the Dharma. And there's 2 ways of understanding the word Dharma here. One is it's the teachings of the Buddha. So these are 5 qualities, characteristics of those teachings, how we can recognize what's essential in those teachings. But sometimes the Dharma is considered to be the inner, the processes, the movements, the development, the growth, the unfolding that happens when we practice. An unfolding which sometimes feels like not that we're doing it, but that we're being practiced. That we are almost getting out of our own way and allowing something deep inside to unfold, to grow, to mature, to expand. And a lot of Dharma practice is creating the conditions of being so fully present here, and in being here, having the right conditions for something to flower. And practicing the Eightfold Path, practicing ethics, learning how to be present and mindful in a non-reactive, non-manipulative way just fully present with care and attention, is phenomenal in setting free some process of maturation and growth. So the fourth characteristic of the Dharma is that the Dharma is onward leading. So it begins by saying that the Dharma is something that's visible here and now. It's something that's immediate. It's something that invites you to come and take a deeper look. And as we are looking deeply, as we see more clearly, one of the things we start seeing and feeling and sensing is this that the Dharma in us, the movement in us of practice, is not static. It's not fixed, but there's a feeling, oh, here is where it can grow. If I let go here, if I bring attention here, if I give myself to the practice now, something's asking to grow, something's asking to unfold, something wants to be born, something wants to be released, something wants to be healed, something wants to be understood. There's all this kind of movement of something here wants to grow and develop. And we can sometimes feel that and then allow for it or give into it or practice because of it or in that direction. And the sense that it's onward leading and that the Dharma is developmental is actually built into the Buddha's teachings over and over and over again. His teachings follow a developmental model, that he's presenting teachings and practices that are relevant for different points of maturation and growth. And even in a single retreat, for example, even a single meditation, there's a variety of changes that happen, and knowing how to meet those changes, recognize those changes, to allow them to keep unfolding is part of why it's valuable to learn the Buddha's teachings in some detail. And this idea that it's onward leading, this idea that it's developmental, is not opposed to a common idea that in mindfulness practice we want to sit and be really accepting of this present moment. And what that means is that we're not rejecting right now. We're not trying to fix right now. We're not trying to get someplace now right now. Because fixing and resisting and rejecting, all those actually move us in the opposite direction to a freedom. They actually interfere with this growth that can happen in the Dharma. And so the idea of being fully present here for what's here is not for its own sake, but it can be, it's beautiful just to kind of feel this full presence to experience here and now. But it's also for the sake of allowing this process of growth to unfold without our interference. And in truth, I think the Buddha never talked about practicing acceptance. He actually talked about letting go of both acceptance and rejection. That both those interfere with the Dharma. And how I understand that is that the active conscious movement of accepting something is a little bit too much like condoning, or a little bit too involved and engaged with the process of what's happening. And there is a deeper, more peaceful way of being present that allows things to be as they are, but we don't have to take the next step of accepting it or rejecting it, but seeing it clearly. Just really seeing that is not for or against, seeing that is not accepting or rejecting, seeing that just sees something in a very respectful way, that this is how it is now. Look at this. And then take a deeper look. Remember that's the characteristic of come and see, come and take a deeper look, discover what's here. Everything you need to discover about the Dharma, you can really discover here in your own experience. If you take a deeper look, if you're really present and patient and not trying to analyze, not trying to fix, but to really tune in and allow things to reveal themselves, show themselves to us. And what we do is adjust how we see, how we look. As I said yesterday, what we're looking for is in the looking, that it's a very profound thing to notice how we're mindful, how we're attending to our experience. So the mindfulness, the seeing, the attending, doesn't contain inside of it um, rejection or clinging or wanting or pushing or entanglement with experience, but it's just kind of very simple and clear seeing and the simplest free knowing of the experience. And as we do that, that creates the conditions to know something better, to know something without our projections, without our our interference with them. And that's what's meant by come and see deeply, what here, let things reveal themselves to us. So I think it's one of the very inspiring, encouraging aspects of this Dharma practice is that it is developmental, it does flow, it does move, we do grow, there is a maturation. And the ancient language is where it's like a fruit that matures until it's ripe. And something inside of us that keeps growing. And we know, we see in children how children grow developmentally, and the stages that kids grow and develop physically, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually. And I would say that some of that continues beautifully, wonderfully in Dharma practice as we become adults and go into adulthood, but also spiritually. There's a kind of a spiritual growth and development, a development in these beautiful qualities that come as we discover how to be freer and freer. And the qualities of kindness and goodwill and compassion, the qualities of equanimity and peace and joy and happiness. So the Dharma is onward leading. And, and one of the ways to support that onward leading is this practice I said during the meditation, that the fastest way to go from point A to point B is to be fully at point A. To be in a hurry to get to point B, maybe we'll never get to point B. But if you are fully at A, at least in the meditation practice and Dharma practice, that can be sometimes the way that something begins to unfold, let go, relax, settle, open up. Much better than if we willfully are trying to fix and change and resist and deny and ignore our experience. But to wake up here, to neither accept nor reject, but to be awake in the field of awareness. In the field of wisdom, of course, there's a time to change things. In the field of wisdom and street smarts, there's a time to say no and this can't be, or yes, let's do this. But in the field of awareness, the field of presence, to learn to just be present and hold it wisely and clearly and freely and openly is one of the great gifts of this practice. And that's a gift which we can offer to others. And it's remarkable, the onward leading nature of our friends, our strangers, our enemies, when we bring kind, open, awake attention to really know them, to listen to them, to be with them. And don't interfere, don't judge, don't try to fix, but really be present in a kind, supporting, respectful way, listening deeply. Sometimes you can watch how people relax and open and become happier. And in our relationships too, there's an onward leading nature of moving the relationships to healthier and healthier states. And so this practice is onward leading. And ultimately, according to the Buddha, this practice is onward leading and carrying us along like a current in a river to Nibbana, to the mind, the heart's fullest capability to be free of every single clinging, every single resistance, to be free of suffering. It's one of the greatest things that we can experience. And then to offer that, to support others to do the same, is also phenomenal. So the onward leading nature of experience. So the 5 qualities of the Dharma, the first 4 is it's directly visible here and now. It's immediate. It's inviting us to inspect for ourselves, to see for ourselves, and it is onward leading. And tomorrow we'll do the last one, which is to be personally experienced by the wise. And tomorrow, and when we finish, we here at 7:45, we'll have a Zoom meeting, just a gathering to meet, and I'll answer questions from you, a chance for some discussion. We'll probably do a little breakout group, maybe groups of 4 for 10, 12 minutes or something. So you say hello a little bit to some of the other people who are coming to this 7 a.m. YouTube. It's a wonderful community, and it's a wonderful opportunity to actually have some small conversation with a few of them. And that link for that is currently is on the What's New section of IMC's homepage. I'll post it tomorrow here as well on the chat, and it'll also be in the IMC calendar for tomorrow. So a number of places, and look forward to meeting with those of you who want to be part of it on Zoom. And some of you might want to just remain on YouTube. I'll keep this YouTube channel open, and you won't get the full experience, but it's a way of participating without going on Zoom. So, thank you.